going on, you guys? We're at University of Houston right now. We're going to go around asking a couple people a couple questions on basic topics that's going around right now in America. So we're going to check out, some of the knowledge that's going on with some of these students, and just see how logical it actually is. Hey, man, let's go check it out.
Luke 8:11, trying to say that's about money is a real deception. That's your pastor, I got news, he is not a reverend. Woof, woof.
How do you feel about the whole thing going on in different schools and stuff like that about, just different pronouns and stuff like that?
I think with stuff like that, I think you should respect what someone wants to be called. I think it's very bare minimum to just change the word that you use to refer to somebody as. Right. So I think by refusing to do that, if you don't know, it's one thing. But if someone's like respectfully, like, hey, I go by this, I feel like you're being pretty petty about the whole thing. Like, it's just call them what they want to be called.
Okay, so what about the ones who want to be called like frog or demon?
It's their life, man.
So you still call them it? Or would you just be like, I'm not gonna call you anything?
I'd probably just leave the situation.
Leave the situation?
Yeah.
As far as like schools and everywhere and even job applications and things like that, it's a lot of different pronouns people are saying a lot of different pronouns. How do you feel about the whole pronoun situation?
There's definitely a lot of new pronouns, and it's interesting to see a dive into like Old English and Old language and see how many pronouns used to exist and how it's been metered down to about the three common ones: he, she, and they. There's a lot out there, and honestly, I'm still getting used to the new ones, but it's really interesting to see how people use pronouns to further their self-expression.
So how would you feel about the ones who would say they want you to call them frog or demon?
They're definitely interesting, but if that's their self, then that's their self, and I'll figure it out. Like frog self, demon self, it's definitely a change, but change happens, and it's not. So you just have to figure out how to adapt it into the way you speak, and eventually it's just going to become normal, I think.
Okay, so what about the ones who say somebody identifies as a cat or a dog, but they don't want you to call them dog or cat. They want you to bark or meow.
Thought of that before. I guess that definitely does really get into what language is, because sounds are still technically words. I guess I'd have to figure it out. I've yet to encounter someone like that.
So you'd be okay with barking and meowing if that was the way they identified?
You know what? Yeah, I think I'd get used to it. I think I figured it out, because at the end of the day, I want people to be happy with who they are.
Okay. And what about if somebody identifies as invisible? And they don't want you to really see them, so when you're around them, would you act like you don't see them?
Oh, do not be perceived. That's definitely another part of identity, and I think I'd eventually just try and figure it out, because I know myself that I really struggle making eye contact, and some people don't like eye contact at all. And in the end of the day, I want people to be happy, and I try my best to figure it out and help them be happy.
So it wouldn't even, if you have trouble making eye contact, it wouldn't even be hard if people identify as invisible. You just, right?
Yeah, I just stare at I'm staring at that tree over there because the camera's there, but my eyes are I don't want to make eye contact with the camera. There's
also a lot of different things going on as far as schools and job applications and things like that when it comes down to pronouns. How do you guys feel about pronouns?
I feel like they're valid. Yeah, however anybody wants to go by.
Okay.
Yeah, I use them. Yeah.
Do you guys have pronouns?
She, her. Yeah.
Okay.
She, her.
Okay. Okay. Is there a certain line? How do you guys feel about the people who are coming out saying they want to be called frog or demon?
Oh, I haven't heard of that, but if they want that, then they shouldn't be upset when someone does actually call them that.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a friend called Demon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if she wants to be called it, it's not harming me. It's not.
Pronouns. How do you guys feel about, the pronouns?
I don't really care. At the end of the day, names are already objective. Just because I was born and my mom gave me my name Nicholas, don't mean I'm actually Nicholas. Anyone can be called whatever they want. I don't care. You can call whatever you want.
Yeah, I agree. You can just go whatever you want, like he said. Whatever makes you comfortable at the end of the day. It's not going to bother me if you want to be called something. If you feel like that, it's okay. I respect your decision and whatever, that's you.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Is there a certain line? Because there's some people now who want to be called frog or dog. How do you feel? Frog or demon. How do you feel about that? Would you call them frog or demon?
Like I said, you can be called whatever you want. That don't mean you are what you say you are, because you can call yourself Beyonce, but that don't mean you're actually Beyonce. So it don't really matter to me. You can call yourself whatever you want, because I know that people, no matter what you say, even if even if you're biologically a man, but I feel like a woman. Okay, you can be called a woman, but you'll never be able to, get a woman impregnated or anything like that. So you can call yourself whatever you want, but that don't mean you are what you say you are.
Yeah, I say that a lot of times. Just because somebody says there's something does not mean there's something. People can have their own imagination in their own mind. Everybody has free will. Yeah, exactly. Everybody has their own choice. Everybody can, do what they want to do. That's their opinion. But how do you feel about it when they take it out into a place where they get mad at other people for not wanting to accept what they want to be accepted as?
I mean, they can feel how they want. I feel how I want. Right. Just like you can feel how you want, I can feel how I want. Right. Agree to disagree.
Right, amen. I completely agree. Next question, brother. How do you feel about, in different places and different things like that as far as pronouns?
I feel like if you want to be addressed as anything, like you should, like if you want to be known or like addressed a certain way, like I should respect that and I should give you that regardless of whether you agree or not. Like just give them that, because really it doesn't take anything away from me if I address you as the pronouns that you want to be addressed as. So however you identify, again, just going back to the whole, you have like you're an individual, like you have the ability to have certain opinions, even if the opinions are about yourself. I should also respect that.
Here, what about the people who because it's like, just like you said, the Kanye thing, it's a line. Yeah. It's a line here too. So what do you say about the people who want to call themselves, who want you to call them a frog or a demon?
I feel like, that's interesting. That's a.
They're out there.
Damn. I feel like if I would respect. I'll be like, it's interesting. I'll be like, it's interesting that you. I might start a conversation. I'm gonna be like, why do you see yourself as a demon? Why do you see yourself as a frog? And if you can genuinely convince me that you should be called a frog or a demon. If you tell me that you woke up in hell and you were, buddy with Satan and and that's why you feel like you're a demon, I'm like, all right, maybe you are a demon,
Now, that brings up my last question, bro. Do you believe in God? Things like that. There's a lot of pronouns. How do you feel about the whole pronoun situation?
I think pronouns are good. I think that you should respect someone's pronouns. It's not difficult. It's literally just using language that, kindness is key.
Okay, so what would you say about the people that because it's different people with different pronouns. So what would you say about the people who want to be called frog or demon?
I mean, it's your life. It doesn't affect me if someone is like, hey, call me frog, call me that's all I have to do. I just have to change my vernacular to, accommodate them, and it doesn't take anything away from me. So I'm willing to do that.
What about for the people who want to be called cat, but don't just want to say, call me cat, but want you to meow to them?
I'm not going to meow to anyone, personally, but that's just, that's my preference. I can only do so much to accommodate someone else, but I'm going to do what keeps me comfortable. I'm not going to completely change my life, meow, bark, for anyone. Next
question, bro. How do you feel, because in a lot of different schools, a lot of different places, even with job applications, it's different things on there as far as pronouns. How do you feel about different pronouns and things like that?
With that, the girl that I'm talking to uses pronouns, so
what's her pronouns? I'm like, you forgot her pronouns already, bro.
Catching me off guard. I just got.
She gonna see this he forgot my pronoun.
No, so that was a learning curve for me. I'm still trying to pick up on it. It's not something I normally do, so when I get corrected, it's like, okay, thank you. Right. Or just seeing it, I don't see it as an issue. I think it's okay, I know how to go about it, instead of assuming and then someone get offended, and I guess it ruins a conversation or a job opportunity.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, because just like the Kanye thing, as far as the crossing the line thing, what about when it comes to the pronouns and people seem to cross a certain line? Because there is some people out right now who say they want to be called frogs or demon. How do you feel about those people? Or how do you feel about that situation?
I feel like that's more of a mockery of someone trying to be serious.
What about what about if they're actually serious? Do you think it may be some kind of mental illness there?
I can't speak for that. I mean, if that's what they believe, then
They calling me controversial. They calling me controversial. They calling me controversial. They calling me controversial.